Black widow venom is reportedly 15 times more toxic than rattlesnake venom. That's a wild number, and I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure how they measured that. But the active compound is called alpha-latrotoxin, and what it does is force every chemical in your nerve endings to dump all at once. Your nervous system essentially fires everything it has in one shot. That's what causes the full body cramping and pain people describe after a bite. But a black widow doesn't have enough venom to seriously threaten a healthy adult. They're small, the dosage just isn't there. There are about 2,500 reported black widow bites in the U.S. every year, and poison control doesn't get too worked up about it because for a healthy adult, it's just not that dangerous. It hurts, but it's not the death sentence the reputation suggests. The name is the interesting part. The widow in Black Widow comes from the idea that the females eat the males after mating. And that does happen, but it turns out it mostly happens in a lab. In captivity, the male can't get away. Spiders in general don't do well in captivity because they'll eat each other. That whole bucket of spiders dumped out in the movies, that's not natural. In the wild, the male actually reads the female's web before approaching. He's checking her chemical signals to see if she's recently eaten. If she has, that's when he decides it's safe to make his move. Most males in the wild survive and mate with multiple females. The webbing is a whole different story. Spider silk is stronger than Kevlar, stronger than steel cables by weight, and researchers have been trying to figure out how to use it industrially for things like artificial tendons and body armor. The problem is, spiders can't be farmed. They eat each other. We said that. So somebody had the idea to splice spider web genes into silkworm DNA so the silkworms would produce spider silk instead of regular silk. And while I understand why a scientist would try that, I'll just say that gene splicing is exactly how you get the Isle of Dr. Moreau. That's how you get Mothra. I'm not a fan. Spiders have been terrifying people on screen for a long time, and Hollywood has been happy to oblige. The 1955 film Tarantula was one of the first big monster movies of the atomic age, and when the director was asked why he made a movie about a giant spider, his answer was basically, well, most people are afraid of spiders. Simple as that. And there's a reason for that fear that goes deeper than just being squeamish. For most of mammalian history, we were small, and the things with too many legs were big. That instinct doesn't just go away. Those things ate us. My wife won't come near the figurine that I drew this morning. She can't look at it. 30 years together, and I still can't convince her that a 2-inch toy spider is not going to get her. I spent some time this morning talking about how I actually like spiders. Growing up in Oklahoma, I used to catch tarantulas off the country roads twice a year when the farmers harvested and plowed. The local pet store would give us $1 credit for every one we brought in. And I used to work the overnight shift at a convenience store across the street from a cemetery, and on foggy fall nights they'd mow over there, and the spiders would come pouring out. That's a memory I genuinely treasure. Orb weavers, those big black and yellow garden spiders, I'll walk right up to one of those on its web and give it a little tap just to watch it shake the whole web in protest. If you've never fed a grasshopper to an orb weaver and watched the whole operation, I highly recommend it. It's completely harmless to you. It's not necessarily harmless for the grasshopper, but it's absolutely fascinating to watch.